3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, April 15th, 2018, Sunday. I hope you had a great weekend. In this video, I want to do things a little different. We can take a quick glimpse at Litecoin charts, see what's going on. But I really wanted to read some posts on Reddit from the fall area, I guess you could say. Because really, in that fall time, we were in the last symmetrical triangle, which we've talked about. And a lot of chatter going on here. A lot of bullish chatter, a lot of bearish chatter. And it's so similar to where we are now as far as market sentiment. And I think it's always fun to read. It's kind of hilarious to read because nobody knows what's going to happen. Same back here. I guess there's one thing that is concerning to me that I've been seeing a lot of, which is there does seem to be a high expectation of a crazy breakout. And I think obviously everybody wants that to happen, but it's a little concerning because if you're just in full expectation mode of a breakout, you can make some bad decisions, especially in terms of how you invest your money. And I think it's important to be careful. And especially another thing is, usually it seems in life, watching the pot boil is just never a good thing. So while it's fun to watch charts, and it's definitely important, I think, to anticipate anything happening, sitting around and watching the pot boil, and especially if you're expecting a breakout, can be dangerous, can be stressful, and can lead to some anxiety. So I wouldn't recommend that. But real quick, if we look at the charts on the weekly, one thing that is interesting is the oversold on the weekly. Been watching this for, the last month, especially as we were going in this downward pattern. I talked about looking out for that next upward momentum on this momentum oscillator, because really that's generally what happened last time. We had this up, back down, and then we finally had that momentum back up. And finally, we're seeing that momentum begin to turn back up on this oscillator. So definitely interesting to watch that. And on the daily, you can see we have the symmetrical triangle. We're there. I'm not going to really go into it too much. Real quick, I do want to look at the 4-hour though, just because we can, if you really want to watch something over the next day or so, we can zoom in here on the 4-hour if I can make it happen. All right, so here we are on the 4-hour. So one thing that has happened is you can see this mini symmetrical triangle that I've kind of been watching throughout the last week or over the weekend especially. Last time we kind of made an approach to the top of the triangle. It formed that lower high, we bounced off. We had another lower high here, bounced off. We saw resistance on the top of the triangle. Now, one thing that happened in the last day or so, which we want to keep an eye on, is we broke the top of the triangle, and now we're revisiting the top of the triangle for support. As opposed to seeing resistance, now we're looking for support. And we talk about these in these continuation patterns, these triangles, is doing that, right? Is breaking the top, and instead of just breaking it and keep going, a lot of times you'll see it revisit the top of the triangle. And that's a very key conservative indicator that you want to look out for in terms of, are we going to continue up? So right now we can really look for this support line and see if it holds for a possible larger breakup. So that's something to look for on the 4-hour. Now, in terms of, and let me go back to the daily so I can get this ready for you for context to what we're about to look at. All right, here we go. There's the daily. And let's look at some Reddit posts. So September 15th, what was going on September 15th on Reddit? Well, September 15th, let me close that. September 15th is right here. So we're pretty much right at the bottom of this pullback, this massive pullback that we had. And really, it's not surprising. Market was very bearish. So these people are looking for a continued correction. The trading view charts for Bitcoin are saying another leg of the major correction is to come. And I'll post a link to this thread, but very bearish thread on that day, September 15th. People feeling the pain. And what's funny though, is it was bearish. But look what happened. It really was the bottom before we had this massive breakout. So a lot of people expecting something bearish to come, a continued downtrend possibly. to revisit lower lows, and it didn't really happen. So another reason why expecting something, following your feelings, is not a very good idea. You can look at November 7th. Let's go back to the daily just for reference to see what was going on November 7th. November 7th was right there. This is kind of when we had this breakout, really the true breakout out of the top of this symmetrical triangle, and likely the market on this Reddit was pretty bullish. Check this out. LTC 30-minute candle looks exactly the same as the 1 week candle. Not sure if that's any single signal, but I'm extremely confident keeping my money overweight on LTC and BTC. And I'll post a link to this thread as well, but expecting a big move towards $70 unless Bitcoin goes parabolic. Bitcoin broke upwards. Keep an eye out, ladies and gents. Could mess up our bull run. So Litecoin is amazing. Played that dip perfectly. People excited because they were probably playing this dip that happened, and now it's starting to break out. That was November 7th. Let's look at November 25th. What was going on the daily on November 26th? 25th, I'm sorry. Was that 25th? Yes, 25th. So right here, there's a nice big green daily candle. You can see it right here. What was the market saying then? And keep in mind, we're trading at around 70 to 80 bucks. So let's see. Let's see what's going on over here. Bought in at 89, hoping to break that 90. Okay, so we're probably closer to 90. And it's a big daily candle, so forgive me. I don't know exactly the time that these were posted, but yeah. So here at the top of the candle, you can see closer to 90. So this person bought in 89, hoping to break that 90 wall. Sitting here nervous for tomorrow, wondering if I should cut my losses. So that person debating cutting their losses right at the top of this daily green. And really, we didn't go much lower than that before our huge breakout that we had. Let's look at another one, December 4th. December 4th, what was going on? December 4th. So here was an interesting one because you see this flat daily consolidation that happened. So right in there, when there wasn't a lot of movement, December 4th, what were the markets doing? And we could maybe compare that most out of all these posts to where we are now. It's really been flat lately. People have been really anticipating and expecting certain things, whether you're on the bearish or bullish side. But what was happening then in that consolidation? Keep in mind, this is right before our crazy gains in Litecoin. So let's see. Here we go. Head and shoulders in formation on 15:30 and 1 hour. Usually signals a reversal. Look out for cheap coins. So someone posted, look out for cheap coins right here, right there. That says it all right there. Let's look at some more posts. I'm away from my computer, so I can do TA. Can't do TA. What's going on? What do y'all think the price is going to drop? Whiskey time. Who's in? I panic sold my old skateboard to buy more LTC. So that person was smart. Y'all need to chill. That person is wise. So the thread goes on. Extremely interesting to read. I'll post a link in the description. But all this to say, a lot of people getting ready for a bearish reversal right here. Getting ready for this. Same thing here. Getting ready for this. And just look what happened. They kind of got left behind. Definitely got left behind here. So that is to say, what's going on now? How does that correlate to where we are? Same thing. We have the bears, the people expecting lower prices here. Will the same thing happen that happened here? Will the same thing happen that happened here? And are we going to have the crazy breakout again? I don't know. What about the people that are expecting that breakout? You might be one of them. Are we going to see lower lows? Are we going to break this consolidation triangle? I don't know. Maybe I should change this channel to Crypto Capital. I don't know, because I don't. Nobody does, but that's my point. It's kind of why I wanted to do this video. We definitely look at it objectively with TA most of the time, but I wanted to put out these Reddit posts because it really gives a perfect illustration, a perfect reflection of the fact that while the market is continually debating each other, arguing with each other, the bears and the bulls, people buying, people selling, people trading, people getting emotional, people going crazy, at the end of the day, we are in this massive, massive bubble of I don't know. Nobody does. However, one thing is for sure, we have one thing in control, and that is to anticipate anything happening. So what's the best plan for you? It changes for everybody. It's unique for everybody. So I would definitely highly recommend sitting down and looking at every scenario, every possible thing that could happen, and just prepare for it. That's all. So I certainly am. I have my own approach. You definitely know my approach, which is always buying the dip. In my opinion, we're in a dip and we're very close to the bottom of that dip. So of course I'm accumulating. That's not to say I won't be accumulating if we go down further, because I certainly will be. But let me know your thoughts. So interesting, especially on Twitter right now. You can really just get live feedback from the market, and it's exciting to watch and see because we're consolidating heavily. And one thing's for sure, something's going to happen. So as always, Litecoin is doing its thing no matter what the price is. Adoption is happening. So that's probably the most important thing right now. It's the foundational thing. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. What are your indicators saying? What is your emotion saying? I'm curious because it's part of that market sentiment. Are you buying? Are you selling? Are you holding on the sidelines in fiat? Let me know. Appreciate you coming by. If you're not a subscriber, please subscribe. I would love to have you as part of the channel. I appreciate all of your comments, and I'll see you in the next video. God bless.